guys, look how delicious that's looking. A little bit more baking and this guy is finished. Here, I will switch the pan. Happy holidays. Check out this recipe. Simple and delicious. Hello everybody, happy holidays, happy holidays. I'm glad that I still have a few weeks before the holidays are here. We came back from Trinidad. So what I'm doing right now is making a little sponge cake, and this is my Guyana style, how I grew up making it. Pretty, but I just want to share this recipe with you. So I'm gonna make it here. Right now I have some butter and brown sugar all mixed up in here. You can use white sugar. I'm using brown sugar. I like the molasses taste a little bit more, and the sugar is a little raw in brown sugar. This is all nice and smooth. So what I'm gonna do now, I have some fresh nutmeg. I'm using fresh nutmeg and cinnamon. I growing up putting nutmeg in it, but I'm adding a little bit of cinnamon too, so I give it a little spice, you know. Some fresh nutmeg in there, making it rich. I love nutmegs. I love nutmegs, one of my favorite thing. And I'm also putting some cinnamon that we parched and ground up, and let's mix this up. Let's put the baking powder in this mixture also, so it's easier to mix. We'll put about 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 heaping teaspoon of baking powder. Mix it in. I'm just using 6 eggs for this recipe. Like we said in Guyana, we are making a half a pound of cake. We have a pound of cake, even though it's not 1 pound, it's way more than a pound, but it's 1 pound of everything, like 1 pound of butter, 1 pound of sugar, 1 pound, approximately 1 pound of flour, and 12 eggs. So we're making half that amount, or a little bit more than half. Mix it in really good. So let's do the eggs now. I have 6 brown eggs. These are washed and I left them room temperature. This is gonna be delicious. Let me know if you try this recipe and how you like to make your sponge cake also. If you have a little bit of orange peel or powder, you can put some in there too. I don't have any, so I'm not putting any. So we have 6 eggs. Guys, you just mix it up. You want to mix it up until it's fluffy. Like that. Nice and fluffy. Look at that, guys. Look how fluffy and light that is. It's a beautiful day here in South Florida. The temperature is absolutely perfect. We have a nice little breeze. And so we'll put this little by little and incorporate it in. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite cake. And my next favorite, it's the fruit cake, the carambola fruit cake. But I make my own fruit that I've been preserving now for over 2 years with some brandy and rum and wine. So I can't wait to make some of the carambola cake next, or the fruit cake. Mix this in. So remember the baking powder, the on all the nutmeg and cinnamon, all that stuff is already in there. So the only thing we're adding now is the flour. Very well. Be adding some flour now. Okay. Oops. I'm adding a little bit of cinnamon. Not cinnamon. I'm adding a little bit of essence and also some almond extract. Some vanilla extract and almond. I always like to lick the spoon and the bowl after we mix it up growing up, guys. I'm using most of it with my hands, mixing it up because I want to get that workout. Let's mix this in. Okay, this is gonna be so good. I love making this cake. Happy holidays for you. Thank you so much for being part of us this year. It's not a year since we started this YouTube channel, but it's been great, and thank you all for leaving comments and for sharing our page. Have a great 2023. Let me know if you try this recipe and how you like to make your cake. But like I said, I like my cake very, very moist. So not so floury, okay? So I'm not putting too much flour in there. Such a tradition in Guyana every Christmas time. Sponge cake and our carambola cake or the fruit cake. And also don't forget the black cake, but in reality I've never in my life made the black cake. Alright, so let's do this. We'll put some in here. Let go down and up. And I have some little pans in here too. Should I get this? Make all different shape as you want. I have some of these pans, and this way I'll give my neighbor some of these guys. I know it's messy, making a mess here. I should have get a smaller spoon. We have the oven at 350 degrees, and I'm also baking a pepper bread to go with our pepper pot. The pepper pot that we have from one supplier, we'll be having it for lunch, so I have my bread to go with that also. So it's cleanup time. So I have my oven ready to put these guys to bake. But check out my biggest bread I've ever made. This is a flat bread, but I'm making a pepper bread with peppers in it for the pepper pot. So let's put these guys in here. Got our cake in here. And these little guys. It will be baking there for about 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. But check on your cake because it might go faster than that, however much moist you want it. I really like it moist. So we'll look at it in a little bit, okay? Let's check it. It's not time yet. I have it on a timer, but I just like to see when it's raising up or rising. Let's check it out. Looking good, looking good. All right, let's close it. Still cooking. Our little cakes are finished. Look at that. Check on the big one. Guys, look how delicious that's looking. A little bit more baking and this guy is finished. Here, I will switch the pan. Okay, so this guy is finished. Let's take him out. Oh, let's check on this, guys. Look. Ooh, look at that. How delicious. Nice and clean. This is our sponge cake. Look how delicious that's looking. And we have our cooling dish here. Let's see. Comes right off. Look at that, guys. We'll be cutting it in a little bit. And this is the Guyana style. I have some little muffins, like our little ones, nice here to give to our neighbors. So let's cut this guy. Oh man, it cuts so nice and tender and not tough at all. Let's take this out. Look how good it looks, nice and spongy. Let's try some. Cheers, guys. Happy holidays. Check out this recipe. Simple and delicious. Wow. Wow, so good. Look at it. I put some extra nutmeg, cinnamon, and some vanilla in this sponge cake. Thank you all for being part of us. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays. And let me know in the comments you've tried this amazing sponge cake recipe. Love you and have a wonderful day and see you in our next adventure.